But we're trying. This is where kind of we're at. So the opportunity is there. Now, you may not be aware of this, but 45% of the planet cooks on biomass. So it's not uncommon for somebody to get shot in Africa by gathering wood to cook. Okay, let's not gather wood to cook. And we have to go farther and farther to get it because we used it all up anyhow. So you actually can go out and use a solar cooker. If you come and visit us someday, we'll make you some chocolate chip cookies and these things. Okay? Have them all over the place. This is the sort of the non-for-profit organization that actually puts these out and helps them go out to third world places that actually can cook with the sun. Okay? Just pictures of solar hot water heaters. These are the pool things, the pipes. These are more of the solar hot water heaters for making hot water domestically for your homes. Okay? How am I doing? I can talk forever. I'm concerned I want to steal your time. So yell at me if I'm going too far.
Am I the timekeeper?
I can go forever. So if you guys are upset,
I thought Carmen was.
Yeah, let me get. How much?
Another 10 minutes.
Okay, I think we can do that. I said another 2 minutes. Oops. Okay. Well, we'll do that. And if you let me share the commercials, I'd like to do that, but we can do those later too. This is actually a sign on the way from Orlando out to Kennedy Space Center. Okay, those are PV panels up there. That's cost effective today. Now, why is that cost effective? You may have heard that Progress Energy was planning on they still are. They put 2 nuclear power plants in. $7 billion a piece. We're going to build in 10 years. And for those of you that are in Progress Energy territory, you're paying for those already.
That's right.
Okay, pre-construction. This is my pre-construction mortgage on your timeshare. Okay, you're paying for that right. But you know what? You're also paying $3 billion for the wires to move all that power around. It's $7 billion plus $7 billion plus 3, just for the wires. Turns out, running the wires to this sign was more expensive than putting PV panels on the roof. So I put PV panels on the roof. Didn't bother running the wires. The rest of the world skipped landlines. They're going to go right to cell phones. Not bother with wires. Don't think about it. Skip this is the only thing that, well, I can't say that. Okay, he got this right. Okay, that solar roofs are where we want to go. Solar panels, high efficiency appliances, insulation, zero energy homes. This is the way we've got to go. Now look at this. The goal of the Solar America Initiative is to reduce the cost of solar PV so they are cost competitive by 2015. So what does that mean in 2016? They're cheaper.
Should be.
Now, when are those nuclear power plants coming on board? 10 years from now. Guess what? We don't need them. This is cheaper. Now, there's a reason why we're doing this. It has nothing to do with nuclear. It has nothing to do with renewable energies. In Florida, we have 2 large independent owned and operated utilities. They are monopolies regulated by our Public Service Commission in the state of Florida. And by law, they are allowed to make a 14% profit on a capital investment. $17 billion, plump. 14% of $17 billion, right here. That's the sole reason why we're doing this.
Over what period of time?
Forever. They always make 14% profit on a capital
per year?
No, 40% on a capital investment. Okay, it's not. So it's on that capital investment. So I want to, personally, let's make sure those nuclear power plants cost $50 billion a year. And 14% of a bigger number is a bigger number. That's the problem, guys. Okay? Now, in the old days, maybe that wasn't so bad. I don't know any other businesses that are making money. And if you want to make money, maybe you invest in FPL stock. Progress. By law, they make 14% profit on a capital investment. Now, maybe they won't be making any capital investments because you weren't buying their electricity. Hey, that's not so bad. Think about it. Now, here's my solar map. This is the world's biggest market for solar energy. This is Germany. Not very red. Heck, it's not even yellow. Okay? Alaska's got more sun than Germany does. This is the world's biggest market. Now, when I came here, I was told solar energy doesn't work in Florida. Okay? Now, in fairness, I can explain to you why solar energy doesn't work in Florida. Solar energy of the day before. solar energy today, maybe it does work. Now, let's look at this. Sure enough, Arizona, New Mexico, okay, have more sun than we have here in Florida. If that's 100, this is 85. So they have more. More important, to collect sun, what do you need? A lot of area. You need a lot of space to collect it all and then turn it into something useful. Real estate out here is almost free. Though interestingly enough, people are speculating on land out here in these two areas, and the prices, which used to be in the $200 to $300-$400 an acre, are going up to $5,000 because everybody's speculating. Okay, but it's still dirt cheap. Where's the free real estate in Florida? Nowhere. Well, it is. It's on top of Walmart. It's on top of the convention center. It's top on your roof. It's on the highway right-of-ways. It's on all these places. Wait a minute. This makes big power plant. Lots of area. Big, thick wires. Over here, it's distributed generation. I make 14% on this big... It's on the highway right-of-ways. It's on all these places. Wait a minute. This makes big power plant. Lots of area. Big, thick wires. Over here, it's distributed generation. I make 14% on this big capital investment. How do I make money on a power plant on your roof? And if I'm Progress or FPL, and if you own it, I don't make any money on it. Okay? Here's my analogy on this one. IBM invented the mainframe computer. Okay, we can argue with me with that, but that's okay. It's a cute story. IBM invented the main computer. And the supercomputer was a really big mainframe computer. Now, a few years later, IBM invented the PC. But they were making so much money on the mainframe, they didn't really push the PC. They didn't push it, market it, promote it. They didn't do anything. Because we're making lots of money on the mainframe computer. Well, if IBM had chosen to get rid of the mainframe and go with the PC, they'd own the world. I don't mean just computers. They would own the world. You would never even know about Bill Gates. They would own the world. Okay? But it's because they stuck with something that was safe and they were making money. Now, what's a supercomputer today? A bunch of network PCs. Big power plant, network little power plants. That's where we got to go. Now, how do I get it so FPL and Progress Energy make a lot of money doing that? That's where we got to go. That's what the issue is. It has nothing to do with sun. Germany said, we want to do it. They did it. And yes, you could argue we paid a little bit for that. In Florida, we decided to use natural gas and less coal, and you paid a little bit more for that. Your air's a little bit cleaner. You can feel better about yourself than they can in West Virginia, I suppose. Even though West Virginia keeps all the money there. Okay, still. You know, I don't know. But they made a decision. We can make that decision. Okay? It's a different change.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Because in Europe, they were doing the same thing and they decided to go to all these alternative energies.
Right.
I can tell you that in Spain, where I was born, they are transitioning to all these alternative energies. And last year, my mother, a retired woman, her electricity bill increased 300%. Do you think that the population at large can afford a 300% increase?
Well, I don't know why hers would have. Well, let's start at the beginning. It is true that throughout Europe, there's been decisions to go more alternative than, say, here in the United States. Though I'll show you a little bit. There are a lot of states, not nationally, that have gone similar routes. And today, those alternative energies are more expensive. Okay, so when you go put them in, you're paying for it.
Yeah, 300%
okay, you are paying.
increase.
Well, I don't know about the 300%.
Oh yeah,
okay.
in Europe.
I believe you.
In Europe,
but
not only that,
clearly that's not uniform. If everybody
not,
was paying 300% more in Spain, you wouldn't be doing it.
It's not a uniform. The only country in Europe that has an energy that is cheaper is France, and it is because it's all nuclear energy.
Well, yeah. Look back. I won't dispute that your relatives are paying more money. Okay. Now, clearly, averaged out, if everybody is paying 3 times as much, we wouldn't be doing it. So I don't know what the exact problem is to why it's 300. Now, since you've talked about this thing, nuclear power plants are the largest power plants. They're very big. Those nuclear power plants that are already built and that are already running produce electricity at the cheapest rate. No question about it. Ballpark, they produce it today